My name is Scott McCauley, and this is a quick briefing notes on entrepreneurship activation. High youth unemployment and growth in self-employment has led to this idea that there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur. A lot of disruptive technologies and ease of access of technologies has also made it very easy for young people to get moving with entrepreneurship. A lot of the new economy comes from the knowledge sector, particularly innovation startups, and Winnipeg's not doing too great on it, but I think we can make a big dent in that. What is an entrepreneur? I have two good definitions. And the first is this idea of this entrepreneur looking and he's searching. And entrepreneurs are at core are good searchers and learners and experiments with opportunities to capture margin. Thick, juicy margins is what we want. Finding ways to capture those margins. And the second one is entrepreneurs are people who jump off cliffs, and they build their plane on the way down. And boy, that ground makes you very focused. The most important characteristics for an entrepreneur is this bias for action. Let's just do it. Execute. Just do it. And this, again, the intuitive learners and searchers. They're great learners. They look for things. Last definition I want to put out there, what is a startup? A startup is that entrepreneur in search mode, and it's a temporary organization looking for that business model, that repeatable and scalable business model that will build a great new business. So this might last a year or two with a entrepreneur looking for that, and there might be a lot of failures, a couple of quick failures. We want them to fail fast, though. Historically, entrepreneurship education was through building big, thick business plans and in large groups, and then various business plan competitions. And in my 10 years in doing this, I really think there's a poor linkage to actually activating entrepreneurs. I think they're actually counterproductive because the large groups are very bureaucratic, and so I think there is a better way. Another frustration for me is I want to know how many times I've had, and I really learned how to build business plans very well. But I've taken an entrepreneur right to the edge of that cliff, and you really do see this sense of vertigo on their faces where they're looking and go, this is just not a school project anymore, and they'll balk. And I've seen too many possible entrepreneurs balk. The opportunity we're looking at here is a couple of notes on that. Entrepreneurs are very rare, especially Winnipeg. They're more rare than people might even think. I call them like the 1% who will always figure it out for themselves, and they'll become entrepreneurs. But I really believe there's another group or another cohort that I call the 2 to 9%, and they can be activated if they're guided correctly. And activating entrepreneurs is really important to our job growth in this province, in the city, and if you want to build an innovative economy for the future, that's what you need to do. And the goal is very limited to injecting more entrepreneurs into what we call the start of the entrepreneurial stack. Small cliffs theory is if you bring a young entrepreneur or a potential entrepreneur and you put them in front of a $200,000 business plan and say jump, they will always balk. And so the idea is never expose that potential entrepreneur to a high cliff. Make it a series of small jumps. Get revenue positive. Make $5. And in this idea is, sure, we're going to start them with a short-term cash biz. The overall goal is long-term scale biz. We're doing this to build big companies that employ a lot of people. When we do have out of the Silicon Valley, the Lean Startup Toolkit is a great plan for going through this journey, the startup journey, and a lot of validation there, and it works. If you understand innovation and creativity, you can bring that into the picture as well. Lots of classroom activities that build this activation, lemonade stand, build your own business in 2 hours, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a series of small cliffs that builds that entrepreneurial confidence. And then you get them into the Innovation Alley, you start going to ramp up, and you get involved in engaging with the community. From design comes a whole other suite of ways to be creative. From engineering comes innovation engineering. Just get them partner up with people to build those skill sets, and then get a lot of mentors in there. A lot of soft landing pads in the city building out. farmers markets, the Scentworks ramp up, pop-up retail, and they're continuing to grow. The financing is pretty much in place. We have a good idea of it. Basically, we want to start your entrepreneur with $1,000 to $3,000 of their own money. We call this skin the game, and from there we can get them moving pretty quickly. For Red River, we're going to coursify this in the very near future, and it's not a lecture course, it's a doing course. That's basically what's going on with entrepreneurship activation as quick as possible. Thank you.